coming?
Kamalapriya is out of town, Prabhuji. I don't know about others.
All right. So we'll begin. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णापदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So today we are reading from Nectar of Devotion, chapter 10. Expecting the Lord's mercy. Hare Krishna, Tanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very appropriate.
Yes, it is. All right. So let's read that. Gokul Priya Mataji would like to read this section.
Yes, Prabhuji. Expecting the Lord's mercy. In the 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse 8, it is said, My dear Lord, any person who is constantly awaiting your causeless mercy to be bestowed upon him and who goes on suffering the rea- the resultant actions of his past misdeeds, offering you respectful obeisances from the core of his heart, he is surely eligible to become liberated, for it has become his rightful claim. This statement of Srimad Bhagavatam should be the guide of all devotees. A devotee should not expect immediate relief from the reactions of his past misdeeds. No conditioned soul is free from such reactionary experiences. Because material existence means continued suffering or enjoying of past activities. If one has finished his material activities, then there is no more birth. This is possible only when one begins Krishna conscious activities, because such activities do not produce reaction. Therefore, as soon as one becomes perfect in Krishna conscious activities, he is not going to take birth again in this material world. A devotee who is not perfectly freed from resultant actions should therefore continue to act in Krishna consciousness seriously, even though there may be so many impediments. When such impediments arise, he should simply think of Krishna and expect his mercy. That is the only solace. If the devotee passes his days in that spirit, it is certain that he is going to be promoted to the abode of the Lord. By such activities, he earns his claim to enter into the kingdom of God. The exact word used in this verse is Dayabhak. Dayabhak refers to sons becoming the lawful inheritor of the property of the father. In a similar way, a pure devotee who is prepared to undergo all kinds of tribulations in executing Krishna conscious duties becomes lawfully qualified to enter into the transcendental abode. Jai Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, what are some thoughts?
This is the beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Tadenu Kampam Susamikshamano. That verse. This gives lot of hope from what we go through when we try to do our little attempts in Krishna consciousness. We come across lot of impediments. What should be our consciousness and what is the result for that maintaining that consciousness? This clearly gives a hope, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. Yeah. Anything else? Any thoughts? Any other thoughts? Rathyatra Prabhu, welcome. Pushpanjali Mataji, welcome. Hare Krishna, Danvat.
So it also says that the relief from past misdeeds is not immediate. So you should not expect immediate, because as long as you are in this conditioned soul, you will continue to experience um, this is such reactionary experiences. You will not be ever free. But as long as we are in Krishna conscious activities, at least we are not getting more entangled.
Yeah.
It's very nice. They call it Daya Bhak, son becoming the lawful inheritor of the property of the father. In similarly way, a pure devotee who is prepared to undergo all kinds of tribulations in executing Krishna conscious duties becomes lawfully qualified to enter into the transcendental abode.
So, expecting the Lord's mercy. The title of the chapter is Techniques of Hearing and Remembering. Right. So last time we discussed about hearing, Shravanam, the the importance or significance of of hearing, Shravanam, right? Shravanam, hearing about the Lord, right? And today, now we're discussing expecting the Lord's mercy, expecting the Lord's mercy, expecting the Lord's mercy, right? So Prabhupada starts off with this particular verse. तत्तेनुकम्पं सुसमीक्ष्यमाणो भुञ्जानेवात्मकृतं विपाकम् हृद्वाग्वपुर्भिर्विददान्नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्तिपदे सधायभा. Right, that any person who's constantly awaiting your causeless mercy, tatte anukampa means mercy. Bhunjan evatma kritam vipakam, and who goes on suffering the resultant actions of his past misdeeds, offering you respectful obeisances. Bhunjanevatma kritam. He is grateful. The devotee is grateful to Krishna. So when a difficulty is coming, a devotee is grateful. With folded hands, he is grateful. From the core of his heart. So he is not externally grateful. Right? He is not just saying for the sake of saying, but from the core of his heart, he is grateful. Tattenukampa susamikshmano bhunjanevatma kritam vipak. हृदवाग वपुर्भिर्विदधान नमस्ते जीवेतयो मुक्ति पदे सदाय भाग. Such a person is surely eligible to become liberated, for it has become his rightful claim. Mukti pade sadhai bhag is inherited the kingdom of the Lord. What is the price to inherit the kingdom of Lord? The price to inherit the kingdom of Lord is, under all circumstances, specifically the ones that are not favorable materially, which are challenges materially, which are tribulations, difficult, especially in those situations, one is able to, with folded hands, from the core of his heart, is able to thank the Lord. That, my dear Lord, thank you for this difficult situation. This is nothing but your mercy to help me remember you deeply. Thank you. So anybody can thank the Lord in good situations, right? Everything is nice and rosy. We say, thank you, Krishna, for giving me so much comforts in life. But when something is not favorable, something is challenging, to be able to thank Krishna. So Prabhupada says this statement of Srimad Bhagavatam should be the guide of all devotees. This statement is the guide. Right? Very, very nice. This statement is the guide. Take guidance from this shloka. 10th canto, 14th chapter, 8th verse. Right? Tenth canto, 14th chapter, 8th verse. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So, this is the consciousness. So, Prabhupada writes a very nice purport here, right? Prabhupada says, Srila Sridhar Goswami Swami explains in his commentary that just as a legitimate son has to simply remain alive to gain inheritance from his father, one who simply remains alive in Krishna consciousness, following the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, automatically becomes eligible to receive the mercy of the personality of Godhead. In other words, he will be promoted to the kingdom of God. So very nice point. Actually, Vaisheshika Prabhu in the Sadhu Sangha retreat, when he gave the lecture, Bhagavatam class, he was mentioning the same point. Remember Rathyatra Prabhu, Gokul Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, that was wonderful. Yeah.
Right? Vaisheshika Prabhu in his class, he mentioned the same point. Says all we have to do is we have to remain alive in Krishna consciousness. What does a son have to do to inherit his father's property? He has to remain alive. Similarly, all we have to do is remain alive in Krishna consciousness. What do you mean by remaining alive? Following the principles of Bhakti Yoga. You have to follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. Means you have to remain in Krishna consciousness somehow or other, despite challenging situations are coming. The word Susumeksha Mana indicates that the devotee earnestly awaits the mercy of the Supreme Lord while suffering the painful effects of previous sinful activities. So, whatever we are experiencing in our life is a product of our sinful activities of the past. Right? So, we have to be 200% understand this particular point, that whatever is happening in our life, whatever, it's simply a reaction from our past sinful activities. It's not something that Krishna, yesterday we were discussing this, it's not that Krishna is giving that to us. Krishna is not giving these problems to us. These are problems because of our past sinful activities. It's nothing to do with Krishna. Right? Then how do we thank Krishna? So this is what. So while we are suffering painful effects of previous sinful activities, we earnestly wait for the mercy of Krishna. Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that a devotee who fully surrenders unto him is no longer liable to suffer the reactions of his previous karma. However, because in his mind a devotee must still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful mentality, the Lord removes the last vestiges of the enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishments that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. So now here is where Krishna is intervening. Okay, so this is where Krishna is intervening. When does Krishna intervene? When devotee who fully surrenders, for a devotee who still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful mentality and enjoying spirit. So when a devotee is trying to be Krishna conscious, but at the same time he is maintaining an enjoying spirit or maintaining sinful mentality, the Lord removes the last vestiges by giving devotee punishments that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. So in case of a devotee who's trying to be Krishna conscious, sometimes the Lord will also give punishments. The purpose of the entire creation of God is to rectify the living entity's tendency to enjoy without the Lord. And therefore, the particular punishment given for a sinful activity is specifically designed to curtail the mentality that produced the activity. So Krishna uses the agency of the material world to institute his punishment with a specific goal of removing that enjoying spirit. Although a devotee has surrendered to the Lord's devotional service until he is completely perfect in Krishna consciousness, he may maintain a slight inclination to enjoy the false happiness of this world. The Lord therefore creates a particular situation to eradicate this remaining enjoying spirit. This unhappiness suffered by a sincere devotee is not technically a karmic reaction. It is rather the Lord's special mercy for inducing his devotee to completely let go of the material world and return home back to Godhead. So here is where now we are understanding that uh, while a devotee understands that he is suffering due to his past sinful reactions, Krishna also uses the past sinful reactions of a devotee to remove his enjoying spirit, because unless and until we are perfect in Krishna consciousness, we may maintain a slight inclination to enjoy the false happiness. So the Lord uses our past sinful reactions to create a particular situation to eradicate this remaining enjoying spirit. So the devotee understands, so this unhappiness suffered by sincere devotee is not technically a karmic reaction. It is rather the Lord's special mercy to inducing his devotee to completely let go of the material world. So a devotee understands both the aspects. So devotee understands that yes, I am suffering due to my past sinful karma, but at the same time, Krishna is also orchestrating this to specifically help us let go of the material world. A sincere devotee earnestly desires to go back to Lord's abode. Therefore, he willingly accepts the Lord's merciful punishment and continues offering respects and obeisances to the Lord with his heart, words, and body. Such a bona fide servant of the Lord considers all hardship a small price to pay for gaining the personal association of the Lord. Certainly becomes a legitimate son of God, as indicated here by the words Dai Bhak. Just as one cannot approach the sun without becoming fire, one cannot approach the Supreme Pure Lord Krishna without undergoing a rigid purificatory process, which may appear like suffering, but which is in fact a curative treatment administered by the personal hand of the Lord. So very nice point, that in order to be with Krishna, we have to completely purify ourselves and go through rigid purificatory process. So the choice is ours. Either we voluntarily accept a rigid purificatory process, or Krishna will give that to us, or the material nature will give that to us. But we understand that this purificatory process is simply a curative treatment administered by the personal hand of the Lord. That this is Krishna has personally given us this treatment, his hand, right? So this is how, like today's Nirjal Ekadashi. So great opportunity for us to observe some tapasya. So we accept, okay, this is a beautiful opportunity for me to go through this purification, to make progress in Krishna consciousness, to purify my heart. Activities of Krishna consciousness are all meant for purification of our heart. All the activities, right? Beginning from chanting, beginning from hearing, beginning from serving the Lord, beginning from serving the Vaishnavas, to observing Ekadashi, to reading Srimad Bhagavatam, to try to become humble, to try to become subordinate, to try to work on our anathas, right? These are all opportunities Uh, so when we engage in Krishna conscious activities, then we get these opportunities. We will be tested. When we are tested, the application of all our activities of devotional service is, are we responding in the proper mood? So that's a purification, right? It's not easy. It's not easy. So the point here in this particular paragraph is that no matter what happens, we, with folded hands, understand that the material nature, Krishna through the material nature, is orchestrating, creating situations for us to take further shelter of Him. So no matter what happens, we continue with our Krishna consciousness with great determination. Right? That is the qualification to remain alive in Krishna consciousness. Right? So no matter what happens, we do not give up our intense devotional service, our association of devotees. This will ensure, like I was telling somebody, if we don't give up the holy name will not give us up. Holy name will not leave us. So we need to hold on to the holy name, hold on to Srimad Bhagavatam, hold on to Vaishnava Sangha, hold on to Vaishnava Seva, so that we, under all kinds of situations, are able to remain alive in Krishna consciousness. Any other questions or thoughts?
Prabhuji, just a couple of days back, I read something interesting about Sridhar Swami. I am requesting Mani Prabhu if he can show me the purport again, what he was projecting while he was speaking. That the first line, Sridhar Swami says, actually, yes, Prabhuji, there. So, actually, it is not that Sridhar Swami is just speaking how great he is, Prabhuji. Probably you will be also knowing this. When he was trying to take sannyas, at that time his wife was expecting a baby. So, it unfortunately, before baby was born, means the baby was born and his wife died. So he was in dilemma what to do exactly. Now, one side he has decided to take sannyas, other side is a baby who doesn't know anything and his survival is at question. So he was just thinking and remembering Lord, and at that time it seems one spider, no, lizard fell from the wall, and the lizard, even it was born just a couple of minutes back, it seems it knows how to survive. Though immediately one insect was on the ground, and this baby lizard could open the mouth and immediately eat that. So he was surprised. So that was a big lesson. Then he decided, okay, baby is born, doesn't matter. Krishna will take care. From there, he decided to go out in his own way to take sannyas. It seems afterwards, a childless couple came from nowhere and they adopted the child. So the child was really well off in that sense, and Lord fulfilled the desire of Sridhar Swami at that point. So he's not only speaking how great he is, it was very interesting to know.
Okay. But we have to just make sure that we don't give up our family.
No, not like that. Yes. No, but at that point, he's a great personality, basically, bro. Yeah, we have heard about.
We don't want to imitate Sridhar Swami, but we take the spirit.
Right, right.
The spirit of Sridhar Swami is that Krishna will take care of everything if we simply surrender to Krishna. But at the same time, we understand that our executing of our prescribed duties is also our service to Krishna. And in fact, for us to just executing prescribed duties itself is like sannyas, because we don't want to execute, we don't want to do our duties, right? We are lazy. We just want to chill out, space out, and do follow our mind. So that's why to engage in prescribed duties is a sannyas for us.
Right.
So the point is, of course, we understand that Krishna will
Okay.
provide. Krishna will provide us, like we were discussing this yesterday. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana parupasate tesham nityaviyuktanam yogakshemuhamham. Krishna will provide. Krishna will carry what we have and provide what we lack, if we, with undivided attention, remember and engage in service of the Lord. Nice story. Thank you, Ratyadra Prabhu. Very, very important, inspiring. Any other questions, comments on this para? All right. Shall we move on to the next one? Remembrance. Mani Prabhu, would you like to read remembrance?
Sure, bro. Remembrance. Some way or other, if someone establishes in his mind his continuous relationship with Krishna, this relationship is called remembrance. About this remembrance, there is a nice statement in the Vishnu Purana, where it is said, simply by remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all living entities become eligible for all kinds of auspiciousness. Therefore, let me always remember the Lord, who is unborn and eternal. In the Padma Purana, the same remembrance is explained as follows. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Krishna, because if someone remembers him, either at the time of death or during his span of life, he becomes freed from all sinful reactions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. What is the point here? Yes. So please read the first line. Beautiful line. Some way or other, if someone establishes his mind, someone establishes in his mind his continuous relationship with Krishna. Look at the way Prabhupada has defined remembrance. Prabhupada is defining remembrance as establishing in our mind continuous relationship with Krishna. So it's not a 15-minute relationship or a 20-minute relationship or a 1 hour relationship. Continuous relationship with Krishna. Right? Like a mother has for a child. The relationship of mother with a child is a continuous relationship. Right? When a child is born, the mother is not thinking, okay, let me think about the child for an hour now. The mother is 24/7, even in sleep. She is actually conscious about the child. Right? And a classic example is, that's why the mother has sleepless nights when the child is born. Because even in the nights, the mother is constantly conscious. So that type of a relationship we have to have with Krishna. Continuous relationship, some way or other. If someone establishes in his mind his continuous relationship with Krishna. So that's a homework for all of us. What do you think? How can we establish this continuous relation with Krishna in a practical way in our lives? Yes. Yes. Some thoughts.
If we keep Krishna in center, whatever. So hopefully, all the time we are serving him. That help will be in our mind. So that's how our relationship will be always established with Krishna. Other than sleep, I don't know how it would be.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I was just
So in a practical way, how, yeah, we talk about keeping Krishna in center.
yeah, that means by serving him all the time, as you told previously, whether it is a physical work for him or reading, no, chanting, uh, doing serving devotees. If that is there, then Krishna is always in our mind.
So it because it's many a times we say that, oh, I'm doing my work for Krishna,
Mm.
but we say that, are we really conscious?
Yeah, many times not Prabhuji. Yeah, that is true.
So how do we establish Krishna as in our mind? Radhika Sundari had some thoughts she wants to share.
Relationship means it requires
Floor में मत रखना बेटा.
two people or more than that. So one is the giver and one is the receiver. So when we offer service to someone, someone receives it. And when someone gives us, we accept it. So when we do this, just a common dealing, a relationship is developed. For example, if you go to a store, you deal with a person or you deal with a product, we develop a gradual interaction with that person and we start liking that person or disliking or whatever. Similarly, with Krishna, we offer him something and he also offers us in abundance. But at the same time, we have to realize what he offers. So, in that way, I think this relationship will develop in uh, cooking for him, um, teaching for him, dancing for him, whatever skills we have. I think that's how we can develop relationship with Krishna in a tangible way. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Did that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So again, more thoughts on how do we establish in our mind relationship with Krishna.
You can't hear you clearly for some reason.
How do we establish a relationship with Krishna in our mind? So Radhika Sundari explained that how we cook for Krishna, we dance for Krishna. Oftentimes we actually cook for ourselves, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji, that's what. If some devotee is coming, then we think of that devotee, what he wants, what she wants, and in the family also, uh, what everyone wants. We think of them and we cook. I don't know, Prabhuji, especially about me, I am telling. So, uh, is there Krishna in that? Every time I check, but I don't feel like that.
That's so true. What you're mentioning is so true. We actually hardly cook for Krishna, right? We, if somebody is coming, then we cook for them. We think, okay, what will that Prabhuji? What is his diet restrictions? What do we like, right? And when we are cooking at home for family members, we think, okay, this person will like this, that person will like that. Like yesterday, we served pizza to Krishna. so, so I am not sure if in Golok Vrindavan there is pizza or not. Of course, I don't want to say it is not there because the pizza lovers will not want to go to Golok Vrindavan. so, so I won't comment on that. But yesterday, my mother was making offering and she was telling Krishna that, Krishna, aaj aap pizza kha lo. So, and when she was saying, actually, it was like, Krishna, today you eat pizza. You manage your, you know, uh, meal by eating pizza, right? So the point is that was the pizza made for Krishna or was pizza made for somebody else? So, and of course, we may have so many health restrictions, so we have to cook according to that. Uh, you know, and in fact, somebody was asking that question to Rohini Priya Prabhu that sometimes when we are sick in home, so we offer food that is for sick people to Krishna, right? So devotees think, how do we understand that? So Rohini Priya Prabhu explained very nicely that when there is a particular sickness in a family, because Krishna is part of the family, uh, we also make sure Krishna is immune from that sickness. So when we offer him that food, simple food, we are also protecting Krishna's health like that, making sure Krishna also is healthy. So that's another way of understanding. However, the point is we have to make a conscious attempt. Okay, we have to make a conscious attempt to cook for Krishna.
Prabhuji, I
Anybody?
feel, sorry to interrupt, but I just feel that it does not matter what you are offering, because what Krishna is seeing is just our love in it. And as long as we are like conscious that, okay, we are preparing this, and making it in the best way possible, and thinking of Krishna while we're making it, then it doesn't matter what we are cooking.
That is definitely a good thought, but at the same time, in order to build a relationship with Krishna, the 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 pitfall or challenge in the thought process that you're suggesting, and which is what we always say, is that there is that tinge of impersonalism wherein okay, whatever I'll make, let me make it, and Krishna will accept it. Yes, Krishna will accept. There's no problem. But we must not forget that Krishna is a person, right? Like, say, for example, uh, a very kind father in a family, right? Will be happy if uh, food is prepared for the liking of the children. Father will be very happy. Oh, okay, good. My children love pizza. I'll also eat. Nice, no problem. But at the same time, father also has his own preferences and liking, right? Because there is a personal aspect to spiritual life. So Krishna is a person. Krishna has his liking. So
So,
while
Prabhuji, how do we know what Krishna likes and how do we know he doesn't like
exactly,
pizza?
exactly, that's what actually I was going to ask the next question. Does anybody know what Krishna likes to eat? Is there any reference of what Krishna likes to eat?
He likes butter, he likes milk products, poha, he likes poha.
Okay.
He likes pakoda, rice, dal, sabji,
I'm
and dahi.
thinking, Mani Prabhu, I'm thinking that you like these things.
I'm, I'm repeating the Mahaprasad Prabhu in New Vrindavan. I always see this in the dabbas.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay, that's a good thought process. Okay, so you're repeating the Mahaprasad in New Vrindavan. What is the Mahaprasad in New Vrindavan?
You have two sabzis, roti, one pakoda, rice, dal,
Roti? Are you sure there's roti?
roti or puri, some kind of one item, Prabhu, like
Okay.
puri, pakoda or something they make. And then they make milk item one, like dahi. If there is dahi, they make dahi one. If not, they'll make sweet with milk. In all of them, there is tulsi though, 100%.
So that's a good, good parallel, Mani Prabhu. Good attempt there. Uh, Srila Prabhupada in our ISKCON temples have created, as Prabhupada has given a direction on what should be made for Krishna. So the bhoga offerings that are made in the temple, they are in line with what Krishna likes to eat. And how do we know what Krishna likes to eat? Again, anybody can quote any reference from any scripture or any bhajan or anything that Acharyas has given us.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhoga Arti, Prabhuji.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Bhoga Arti. What is the Bhoga Arti? Everybody knows the Bhoga Arti?
Bhaja Bhakata Vatsala Sri Gaura Hari Sri Gaura Hari Sohi Gosta Bihari. You continue, Prabhuji.
Shomati Chita Hari. So this is the Bhoga Arti. In the bhajan book, if you look for Bhoga Arti, you'll find this. So in Bhoga Arti, there is a detailed description of what Krishna eats in Golok Vrindavan. Right? So it's a big list of items, by the way. Very tough. But it's not tough actually. I remember one devotee, still remember very clearly, when Govind Prabhu was visiting their home for the first time, about 13 years back, 12, 13 years back. This Mataji, she made 108 items for Govind Prabhu. Can you imagine? 108 items for Govind Prabhu. And everybody knows Govind Prabhu, right? Govind Prabhu is a humble, simple brahmachari. And Govind Prabhu is also not like a eater, right? He is not like, okay, give me items and I'll, eat. He's a very simple, person. But this Mataji, she made 108 items. Right? So that's an offering of love that, okay, somebody special is coming to my home. Let me serve them. Not that going to and she also knew that not that Govind Prabhu is going to eat all the items, but whichever item he will take and he will relish, that will be perfect. Right? So that's the thought process. So somebody can express that love like this for Govind Prabhu or devotees or Maharaj. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the homework is that go through the Bhogarti, so you'll find out what all things Krishna likes to eat. What all things Chaitanya Mahaprabhu likes to eat. So we have, many of us have Gaur-Nitai deities. Anybody knows what are the items Chaitanya Mahaprabhu likes to eat? Where is the reference to those items? Yes.
It is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. That's what Pushpanjali is saying.
Yeah.
Remember.
So Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is detailed descriptions of what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would like to eat. So we have Gaur-Nitai deities. So we should think, how do I? So again, coming back to cooking for Krishna, so we must, while we cater to our needs of our health and our family, on a regular basis, we consciously make an offering for Krishna or Chaitanya Gaur-Nitai. We say, okay, today's meal is for per the liking of Gaur-Nitai. In our temples, every meal is for the liking of Krishna, because there's a temple. In our home, we at least make once a week that today these specific items are per the liking of Krishna, and that way we will build that relationship with Krishna. And of course, as Tanya Mataji was explaining, even every meal that we are making, we should make it in the best possible way for the liking of Krishna. So that must go on. But along with that, cooking for Krishna, right? Once, twice, thrice, whatever, how many other times a week we actually cook for Krishna. So that becomes a specific relationship that we are building with Krishna. What else? Dance for Krishna. So we typically don't like to dance, but we make it a point that, in a regular basis, in our temples, we are encouraged to dance every day for Krishna. Prabhupada has given us an exhaustive morning program, exhaustive evening program. So several times we go and we dance in front of Krishna. So we typically don't like to dance, but we go in front of Krishna and say, Krishna, I'm just dancing for you, my Lord. Right? We dance for Krishna. What else? How do we build that continuous relationship with Krishna?
Sing, we can sing, we can read.
Sing for Krishna, yeah. We sing for Krishna. So we understand that when we are actually chanting the glories of the Lord and we are chanting His names, we understand that that's very pleasing to Him. So we sing, we call out, we pray for Krishna. Right? Many times we sing for ourselves. Right? But we sing for Krishna. We read for Krishna. Right? So we try to, in our mind, that continuous relationship. So for continuous relationship, there has to be continuous engagement. And that's why the lifestyle that Srila Prabhupada gave us is a lifestyle of continuous engagement. Morning till night, we are continuously engaged in activities of devotional service so that we are able to remember Krishna 24 hours a day. Right?
You should also do inventory.
So we basically uh, 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 participate in all these varieties of flavors of building relationship. Cooking, dancing, cleaning for Krishna. Right? So offering arti, like we have deities at home, so we offer arti to Krishna, right? We dress the Lord, we offer abhishek, we clean the Lord's altar, right? We cook for Krishna, we read for Krishna, we chant for Krishna. How many times we think that our chanting is for Krishna? We don't even have, actually, when we are chanting, we don't even think we are chanting. Oftentimes we forget why are we chanting. Isn't it? So we chant for Krishna. Uh, and when we create all these engagements for us, right? Regularly we invite devotees and we serve devotees in our home for the pleasure of Krishna. Right? So we make garlands for Krishna. Right? So we have to plan in such a way that our day there should be few activities which are directly in relation with the Lord, chanting, reading, and a few sevas that we take either to our deities or to temple deities in such a way that uh, when that seva time comes, we immediately remember this is my service to the Lord. So this is a very important statement here. Someone establishes in his mind his continuous relationship with Krishna. This relationship is called remembrance. So our goal is that we want to reach a stage of how a mother thinks about the child, especially a newborn child. We want to remember Krishna, think about Krishna to that extent, 24 by 7. And that's a personal exercise, right? Uh, uh, and of course, Prabhupada is saying here, what happens when we remember Krishna? When we remember Krishna, all kinds of auspiciousness will come about, right? And let me offer my respectful obeisance to Supreme Lord, because if someone remembers him, either at the time of death or during his lifespan, he becomes freed from all sinful reactions. So, life of remembering Krishna is a beautiful life of newer and newer experiences, enjoy in Krishna consciousness, and then the challenges of the material world, the miseries of the material world become meaningless, right? And the material world is daily presenting opportunities or scenarios in front of us, which makes us realize the complete futility of this material world, the complete meaninglessness of this material world, right? So much is put at stake. We put so much energy, mind, attention, focus on the things of this material world, and we realize how they're actually completely meaningless, right? Like just a couple days back, I was driving from Pittsburgh to Columbus, and then few cars ahead of us there was a major accident, and small flick, right? This one car cut another car, very just small thing, right? This other car flew and came into the opposite side, and there was this one, two people were sitting. The lady was driving the car, the other guy was sitting next to him, and it was such a tragic accident. This person flew outside of the car and then he died on the spot. Just like 30 seconds, 20, 30 seconds right before us, right? So within a flick of a second, in 10 seconds, you know, the person was live, 10 seconds the person is dead, right? So This person was probably on a journey, right? Going from one place to another, having so many plans. In 10 seconds, all the plans are finished. Right? So, this is the material world. We hear about these things every single day in the news. Right? And then we realize, okay, what's going on? We're putting so much emphasis on the things of this material world, which can be taken away without any notice. Right? So, understanding this characteristic of the material nature, a devotee should very enthusiastically put all his attention on Krishna. Say, Krishna, let me just do the meaningful in terms of my work and my duties, but let me keep the core focus as your devotional service. And sometimes our mind will tell us, oh, if you do so much bhakti, then you are ignoring your other things. If we do the needful, Krishna will carry what we have, provide what we lack. Right? Like Rath Yatra Prabhu gave example of Sridhar Swami. Krishna will take care. Ananya chintanto mam yajana puripasate tesam nityabhiptanam yogaksham mahamyam. Please do not underestimate the power of Krishna to take care of our needs. So if by mistake you chanted extra rounds and forgot to do something else, please understand Krishna will fill that gap. But not at the cost of our laziness. Right? Krishna will not cover up for our laziness and our inattentiveness in our seva. We cannot be inattentive in our service while we are cooking. We cannot be inattentive and think, oh, Krishna will take care of me. No. We have to be attentive in our seva, but with complete faith that if I do something for Krishna, Krishna, that's the perfection of my life. Shraddha Shabde Kahe Sudruda Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. What is faith? Faith is unflinching trust in something sublime. Faith means a complete conviction that if I engage in Krishna Bhakti, all perfection will come about. So, with that complete conviction, we engage in Krishna consciousness with our full heart and take such beautiful pointers, guidance from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Acharyas like Srila Prabhupada, who have given us a complete life. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Can you imagine? We absolutely do not have to reinvent the wheel. To the extent that you want to know what Krishna is eating, Krishna likes to eat, even that is provided to us. No exercise has to be done. Right? So, this is the program. I think this one remembrance section is something that is a lifetime project. And that's why I felt that we should spend enough time trying to really understand how to cultivate remembrance. And I think this one statement of Prabhupada is a project. Someone establishes in his mind his continuous relation with Krishna. So we must try to prepare a plan for ourselves. How do we, establish that continuous relation with Krishna? Any questions, comments? Hare Krishna. Anyone has any questions or comments?
Prabhuji, is this the one that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is interested in?
So there's a lot of references actually. There's a lot of references about Mahaprabhu's eating. But the easy and a quick one is Ek Dine Shanti Pure Prabhu Advaite Raghare Dui Prabhu Bhojane Bosilo Shaka Koriya Swadana. So this is a short and a quick one. But yeah, we can do more research in CC and get all the details. All right. Anything else? Yes. Anything else? Anything quick? Today is a special day of Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi, so I hope that everybody is excited about Ekadashi.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Today is Tirtha's birthday.
Hari Bol.
He was born on 2011 Nirjal Ekadasi.
Wow, Tirtha is a great soul.
So we are fortunate he's born on Ekadashi, but unfortunately we can't serve any devotees on that day with prasad or anything.
No, you can serve devotees by Harinam.
So only Harinam. So we tried to get his birthday close to it.
Oh,
But today we were planning to go to New Vrindavan, Prabhu.
Jai Ho, Hari Bol. Please make sure you come to the program in the
Yeah,
evening
Prabhuji. Yeah, we're planning to come to the program today.
and get blessings of all the devotees.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Jai. What time you are leaving, Mani Prabhu?
Probably in an hour, I think, Prabhuji. We'll go and...
Okay. All. Okay, Prabhuji. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Vanchakalpatarubhya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo
Vaishnavi
namaha.
Vrindavan.
Aranti Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.